Good morning, how's it going? I'm reading this book. Get yourself a copy, it's awesome. Page 240. Now, I really believe that this should have been placed right at the beginning of the book because it's so essential. So let's have a read. Mr. Hill says, do you mean that a man should choose his definite major purpose before beginning his education and prepare himself to specialize in connection with that aim? Andrew Carnegie says, not always. Seldom is a very youthful person who has not finished his basic education in a position to adopt a definite major purpose. In that case, he should complete his essential education through the grades and high school. If he still is unable to choose a major purpose in life, he should either go to work and learn from experience of the possibilities of different occupations, or go to college and take a general liberal arts educational course. After that one, because they forget about the punctuation. After that, one should be able to decide what calling he wishes to follow. Mr. Hill says, suppose that a person chooses a definite major purpose but finds after he pursues it for a while that he dislikes it or he finds something he likes better. Should he make a change? And Mr. Carnegie says, by all means, a man will succeed best in that which he likes best, all else being equal. It is advisable for one to change, provided he does not get into the habit of changing every time the work he has chosen becomes difficult or he meets with temporary defeat. Changing from one line of work to another involves a tremendous loss. It is something like an industrial plant, the management of which changes from one product to another. The successful person must reach the stage of specialization sooner or later. The sooner, the better. So what he's trying to say is basically, you're not always going to know where your passion lies. You're not always going to know specifically what career or what job you want to do. So sometimes it's good to experiment, see where you are more happy, more excited, and go with it. If you're stuck in a job which you don't like, which you despise, which you just cannot stand, or if you're in a business which you don't like, which you can't stand, then he's recommending that you change it and just experiment. Now on page 202, Mr. Carnegie says that would be one way of stating the matter. You will observe, as you begin to analyze men who succeed and those who fail, that the successful men always are engaged in work they like to perform. Hours mean nothing to them. They consider the joy of their labor to be an important part, perhaps the most important part of their compensation. So I will stop there. So the real message is you need to choose either a business or a career that you are actually interested in, that you like, that you enjoy, that you have fun with. Which leads me on to this book by Robert Herjavec. I just got this last week, and let me just find the page for you guys. Page 52. Is it 52? Page 61. So on this chapter he talks about your business idea. He says here, number 6, unless you can't wait to get started on building your business each day when you wake up, reconsider your goal. People who manage to reach exceptional levels of success cannot imagine themselves doing anything else in life. Building a company is something less than work and something more than play. Yes, so the important element here is not to just go for a business just for the money, business or career, but I'm talking more about business because it applies to me. Don't go into a business where you're either doing a business that you don't like, or you are trying to come up with a business idea that you don't have a particular interest or passion in, but you know it might be a lucrative idea. So my approach was to sort of brainstorm for 6 months and to really look at different products or services that I experience every single day and to think of a unique way that I can improve it. Now the downside of doing that approach is that you're not really tapping into where your passion lies, what you love to do. So let me put this in context. Let's say that I came up with a great idea for trainers, for sneakers or footwear, and I had absolutely no real interest or passion or excitement for it. But the reality was that my idea was a major improvement of what is currently being done in the market. So on the one hand, it's a lucrative idea, fine, that's totally fine. But then on the other hand, I don't have the enthusiasm or the excitement about footwear or trainers. Now, why is passion, why is enthusiasm important? It's important because it's going to be a long journey. It might take up to 2 years before you're actually making money where you break even. 2 years, it's a long time. You're not going to be successful within 1 year or 6 months. It's going to be a long time. So it's important that you choose a business or career that you actually love doing, that excites you. And if you don't know what you love to do, search for it. This is the best approach. Now, I've looked at different forums online regarding passion, and it seems like there's a variation of different approaches on how to discover your passion. Some people say, go out there, experiment, do different things, which is what I've just said, what Andrew Carnegie said. And it's logical, right? It's logical. How are you going to find out what you love to do by not experimenting? It's like going to a restaurant. You're not going to find out what you love to eat if you don't try different meals, different varieties. You might like a combination of certain things. It's the same sort of concept. If you don't really know what you love to do, common sense to go out there and see what you love, right? But then when I look at these forums, some people say that, there's one guy here from Kuora, I could never pronounce it. Passion is something none of us can find. Throughout our lives, we believe that we are told in movies and the TV series, once you see your passion, you will know. Just like love at first sight. But that is not how passion works. Passion is not like a shiny rock you stumble upon on the side of the road. It is a tree that grows only through your constant effort, love and work. Passion comes from investing yourself fully into something you love. The more time you spend actively trying to improve in something, the more passionate you will become about it. Passion is just the feeling that comes along with constant, vigorous progress. Nothing more, nothing less. When was the last time you were passionate about something? I'm going to stop there, but it's an interesting point he's making, and it's in line with what Mark Cuban says. Mark Cuban is from the Shark Tank, and he released an article recently, a blog post, and he says that, same thing as what I've just said, passion doesn't really exist. Finding your passion doesn't exist. What you need to focus on is where you place your effort. And by becoming better at something, you become more passionate about it. I'm going to upload, so this is part 1, because I think the memory might run out. Yes. So, thanks for watching. Part 2 in a second. Take care. Bye.